He called her disgusting. Right there, in front of their daughter, no one moved. Not even her. The silence that followed was heavier than the insult itself. In that apartment of glass and marble, humiliation had its own echo. It started small sarcasm disguised as humor, comments that sounded light but landed heavy. She smiled to keep the peace, unaware that every laugh was another chain. Over time, the tone changed. His voice carried venom even in casual moments. "Look at you," he said once. "You can't even make silence look graceful." And she believed him. The daughter began to notice. Her eyes followed the tension, her posture shrinking when his tone rose. The woman tried to shield her, to smile through the storm, but shame has a scent, it lingers in the air. He found pleasure in her silence. Every time she refused to answer back, he felt superior, powerful. To him, respect was submission. To her, silence was survival. Nights became her enemy. He would talk for hours, drunk on cruelty, turning every small mistake into proof that she was unworthy. "Even your tears look fake," he spat one night. The daughter ran to her room. The woman stood frozen, hands trembling near the sink. She wanted to scream, but what would that change? Screaming, she had learned, only made him louder. In the mornings, she dressed neatly, fixed her hair, made coffee for 3. The ritual gave her a sense of control, a fragile illusion that she still existed beyond his insults. He ignored the kindness, pushing her buttons with precision. "You think pretending makes you queen?" he sneered. And yet she still folded his shirts, wiped his cups, watered the plants. Her rebellion was invisible. People watching from outside would never guess what happened behind those perfect curtains. If you've ever hidden your pain behind a calm face, you already know how stories like this are born. One night, the daughter whispered, "Mom, why do you let him talk to you like that?" The woman couldn't answer. Shame took her words. It wasn't that she didn't know, it was that she couldn't admit she was afraid. He mocked her even more after that. The humiliation became performance. He needed an audience, and the daughter, trembling, became one. "See?" he said, pointing. "Even she knows you're pathetic?" The woman's face turned pale. She looked down at her hands, soft, small, clean, and wondered how such gentle hands could be called dirty. That night, when he fell asleep on the couch, she stood in front of the mirror. The reflection wasn't weak. It was tired, yes, but there was something else, a quiet defiance, a flicker that refused to die. In the morning, he continued as always. But something in her didn't respond anymore. She heard the insults, but they no longer entered. They hit the surface and fell away. The daughter noticed the change. "You didn't cry today," she said softly. The woman smiled, a small, fragile smile, the kind that hides both sorrow and power. He shouted louder that evening, testing her silence. "Answer me." He barked. She didn't. For the first time, she simply walked away. The air felt different. For years, she thought peace was impossible in that house. But sometimes peace is not the absence of noise, it's the decision not to listen anymore. She didn't pack. She didn't plan. She just stood by the window, watching the city lights flicker against the glass, realizing that the walls were never her prison, her fear was. She took a deep breath, one that carried the weight of years, and whispered to herself, "I'm not the woman he says I am," because she wasn't. She was a survivor of words sharper than knives, a woman who learned that silence can heal, and shame can fade when truth begins to speak. You are not what they want you to be. You are stronger than they'll ever know.